field, catches it for a touchdown.
Would you look at that? Evergreen. Would you look at that?
Cool with the big three. Great. Takes it all the way now. Nice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Day 2 of the Greater Saint Helens League Track and Field Championships, 3A and 4A. I am Matt Griffin from EPS Sports, alongside Rodney Lawrence, who you hear with EPS Sports during football season and basketball season. Rodney, do you regret taking the call when I said, hey, we're going to do the track meet?
I thought about it a little bit, but I didn't expect it to be this cold. Yes, yesterday was cold, but this is way different.
We're dressed. Different. I was telling Rodney we're dressed up like we're heading out on the Shackleton expedition, about to
get
frozen,
stuff here.
Frozen in the ice. Yesterday, sunny, a little windy, but you were mentioning before we went on the air a lot of PRs.
Yeah, a lot in the field and on the track. So. It'll be interesting what it looks like today, as cold as it is. But then I also said that this was one of the rainiest Aprils we had in a very long time. So these kids have ran in this weather all season long initially. So, we might see some PRs just because this is what they're used to running in up here.
I remember, I believe it was Erin Tack from Kelso, who we were speaking to in the winner's circle. Yeah. She won the javelin and managed a PR in the javelin and then in the triple jump, I think. Mm-hmm. And so, the wind was helping, although people were having to adjust their approaches for the triple jump and for the javelin. It hasn't been raining in a little bit, but there's going to be rain a little bit later tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, it sure is. We've got we've got a nice mixture of races today. More of the long stuff. We've got the 3200, we've got the 800, the mile relay at the end. 200's the only sprint we have today. So, maybe this is a good day to have those longer races because the weather doesn't really impact them as far as PR and as bad as you need it to be warm for 100 and a 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I was talking to some of these athletes, as windy as it was yesterday, then I said, well, you guys have been competing all through April when it rained every...
So they're used to this.
Gosh darn day.
They're used to this. I wouldn't be, but they are.
Yeah. So anyway, Rodney and I dress a little bit warmer today. The crew's dressed up a little bit more warmly. And I think we are I'm checking my watch here, we're about 12 minutes away from our first race. So we will step aside for a moment and turn you over to the sights and sounds of McKenzie Stadium. And we'll be right back as soon as the first race starts.
Alrighty.
Matt Griffin back here as we await the first running event of the day. Just because of some technical limitations and our capabilities, we really aren't able to give you a real good look at some of the field events, but we do have some of them underway now. We have folks warming up for the pole vault, which you see there on towards the left-hand side of your screen there. And then we do see down here closer to our position, our announcers table, we have, it looks like, competitors in the 4A boys discus still underway. The wind, I think, would favor some of these discus throwers because it kind of looks like it's headed that direction. And Rodney and I were talking about how wet some of the the high jump mat, the pole vault pit, wet.
Everything is wet.
And no sooner did I say we hadn't had any rain yet, and then we signed off for a minute, and you can hear it hitting the roof here at McKenzie Stadium. So as the weather forecaster said, it's going to rain. We see here on the infield also looks like a lot of our competitors in the 3200 are warming up. So we'll have that in a couple minutes. We didn't get a chance to, we interviewed a lot of event winners yesterday, but we will welcome some athletes who won their competitions yesterday, and they will come up and chat with us in a couple minutes. And so as soon as we get our first event winner up here, it looks like we have our first one. Some of the students who won yesterday, so we'll get them on the air as soon as we can. Right now, we're still about 5 minutes away from the start of our first event. In fact, I just heard the starter's pistol signaling 5 minutes till our first race. So I'll step aside and be back with you in just a second. The first member of our winner's circle today, Hayden Day, a senior at Union High School, a winner in today's 4A high jump with a winning jump of 6 feet even. How was the wind?
It wasn't ideal, I'll be honest with you. We had points where the bar was getting knocked off by the wind, but trained the whole year in this weather, so kind of had to prepare for it, made the best out of it.
Yeah, Rodney and I were saying that as windy and rainy as it's been, all of April was like that, so you've been used to it. How does 6 feet even compare to some of your best jumps?
It's around average this year. My PR is 6 feet, so I've been jumping it a few times this year. Got really close to that 6'2" many times this year, especially today, but weather not too allowing of that.
How did the wind affect your approach?
It was a little bit dragging. Had to jog a bit through, the wet and the wind, but didn't do too much to me.
What are you doing next year?
I'm gonna go to Clark, try to get some PRs in track and, study for my my degree.
All right. Very good. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Hayden Day, winner of today's 4A boys high jump. All right. Thank you so much, Hayden. All right. We have the first event out on the track. Let's see if we can give you the entrance to the 3A girls 3200. And there they are. And again, as yesterday, I apologize in advance if I mispronounce some names, but let's give you the list of who is in this 3A girls 3200. Aaliyah Vojak from Prairie, Skylar Dops from Mountain View, Lily Evans from Kelso, Zoe Jensen from Prairie, Morgan Gedry from Mountain View, Emily Anderson from Prairie, Annie Anderson from Prairie, Claire Rogie from Evergreen, and Beatrice Lagore from Evergreen. Beatrice Lagore, a senior, comes in with the fastest seed time, 11:44.5. And I remember in the 1600, if memory serves correct, Beatrice Lagore was our champion yesterday, and Claire Rogie was right in there from Evergreen High School.
Well, they're getting ready to, officials give them their last bit of instructions there. You see everybody standing behind the line. They'll toe that kind of their stagger start for a 3200 race.
So this will be 3200. Some of the in Oregon they run 3000, which is 7.5 laps. This is eight laps. 8 laps here, and so you're going to be on the lookout for 2 runners from Evergreen on the outside of your track. You can see them there, Claire and Beatrice, coming in with the fastest times.
Towed the line. And we're off.
I was a distance runner, and quick story. So I did 2 years of high school in Southern California, and when it rained like this, they would cancel a track.
Yeah.
They would cancel a cross-country meet.
Yeah.
And so I moved up to Oregon for my junior and senior year, and that first day, it was raining like it does in the Northwest for our first cross-country meet in September, and I turned to a classmate in the middle of the day, and I said, "Are they going to cancel the meet today?" And he said, "Why?" And I said, because it's raining. And I never live that down. I will run into teammates of mine to this day, and they will ask me if it's too rainy for me.
If it's too rainy to go ahead and run. No, I get that. Me coming from California as well, moving up here, I was like, wow. And the years I coached track, I was like, this is not safe. That's the way I looked at it. How are they doing this?
But you know what? They're used to it.
Yeah, definitely.
My kids did track and field and soccer, and we played in the snow, and we played in the rain. So there she is on the far side of the track, Beatrice Lagore. Just like yesterday in the 1600, unless something drastic happens, she's going to lead from gun to tape.
Yeah,
and
sure is.
She's a
Sure
good
is.
runner.
Running real comfortable. I mean, obviously 4 more laps than what she had to do yesterday, but it still looks like the same type of pace and same relaxed running style. This is a walk in the park for her.
And she is a senior, so, if past his prologue, she could be going out her senior year, last race here, with another district championship.
Yeah, sure can.
So as she comes around, I believe that she will have 6 laps remaining in this 3A girls 3200.
Her teammate coming in, say about 30 meters behind her. And a nice little pack behind second place as well.
And so the trick for her teammate Claire Rogie is going to be to just keep in front of that chase pack.
Yeah, sure is.
And not let the cold affect you.
No, just kind of keep swinging through it.
You know, we weren't out here for track meets in April, but this seems to be about as cold as it's been.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does.
Winds died down a little bit since we first came out here to McKenzie Stadium.
Claire Rogie's time comes in about 40 seconds behind the leader of the pack here.
Down the road here, we're hoping the technology will allow us. We have some new video equipment on order, and we're hoping we can figure out how to route the official time into our video switcher. So unfortunately, you know, we don't have a running clock.
Yeah.
But one of these days, we're gonna crack that code.
And be able to do that.
Yeah, because I mean that was just an added production value, and it tells, you know, the folks who are track and field heads, gives them a better idea of what kind of times our athletes are running.
Well, Beatrice Lagore, she has lengthened her lead by almost 200 meters from the pack here.
We were talking yesterday about how the size of enrollment at some of our high schools over in Vancouver Public Schools have led some schools over there, Columbia River, Hudson's Bay, and Fort Vancouver, to compete different leagues or unaffiliated. And especially in the 3A girls here, you know, that is kind of disappointing to me as far as competition for these young ladies go, because Fort Vancouver in the last couple years has had an absolutely tremendous girls distance program.
Yeah, they sure
and
have.
their cross country team has qualified for state for a couple years. First time in a long time, and that was a very big deal, source of school pride for Fort Vancouver High School. So it's a little disappointing to not have athletes from those schools out here. But I will say that Beatrice Lagore, who has a 100-meter lead in this race, is making the best of it.
Yeah, she sure is.
You think how fast she could go if some other athletes like the girls
her a little bit, yeah,
from Fort Vancouver.
She's
yes,
just out there by herself. It's a casual run for her now. I'm sure she's got some coaches and teammates strategically placed, letting her know what her time is, hollering at her as she goes by. Make sure she's on pace for, because, I'm not a distance guy by any stretch of the imagination, but there's always a game plan when this gets started about what they want to do and how fast they want to run it.
What I was so impressed with her 1600, which she also ran by herself yesterday, was the first 3 laps were so evenly paced, and then that final lap she really looked like, at least from where we were up in the stands, that she was running a negative split. So there she is coming through 1600. So 4 laps remaining for Beatrice Lagore from Evergreen High School.
And here comes Claire Rogie. Still holding down second place. Her run looks to be a little bit more labored than Lagore, but definitely seems comfortable with the pace she's at right now.
And our trailing pack has started to break up a little bit, and I believe that third place runner is going to be Annie Anderson from Prairie. At least judging from the seed time. Could be Emily Anderson from Prairie. I'm guessing they're related.
Yeah.
I'm just making an assumption there.
So we'll run these two 3200s. This is the 3A. We'll run 4A next. The boys 3 and 4A is later on in the track meet. So you guys can see that there's hurdles here on the track already set up. So we'll go to the 300-meter hurdles will be the next event.
3 laps remaining for Beatrice Lagore. And I know they can't do it because of WIAA rules, but in some of these distance races, I mean, it would benefit them to combine the 4A and 3A races, because Beatrice Lagore actually has a faster seed time than any of our runners in the 4A race
4A races
coming.
Well,
So, you know, they can't do it because of WIA rules, but if they were to do the distance events like they do, say, at an invitational, that would, you know, give a chance for somebody, like I said, for Beatrice to have a little competition.
Have somebody to push her. Yeah, it looks like possibly, like, based on times here, Charlotte Wilson probably would have been sitting in her back, right there in her back pocket, you know, through the whole race, creating, you know, possibly some extra excitement as we came down to that last lap, possibly.
Well, and look at that. I miscounted. I said she had
There's the gun lap.
3 remaining, and it was 1. And look at that. She's picking it up.
Yeah, she sure is.
She's not going to leave anything out on the track. This is going to be her second district championship. Like I said, what a great way to end your senior year of high school after so much turmoil the last couple years.
Sure is. Not really a season at all, 2020.
Yeah.
And then, you know, an abbreviated, I don't even know if you call it a season in 21.
Yeah, I mean, that was the struggle that my kids went through while they were in college. You know, my son lost basically a year and a half. 2 cross-country seasons and a track season that were just vanished, you know, they can't, kids aren't going to stay in high school an extra couple of years. But the NCAA did grant students, you know, in all sports, extra seasons of eligibility to continue competition if they are continuing their studies, as my son and daughter are. And there she is, senior Beatrice Lagore from Evergreen High School, her second district championship of these Greater Saint Helens League track and field championships. Congratulations to her. And then these folks who are coming across
they all have
the finish
one more
line.
lap to do.
Yeah, our folks that have been lapped.
And here comes Claire Claire Rogie is now
And
coming
Claire
through
Rogie here, second place, and she also placed second place yesterday in the 1600. So we're hoping that Evergreen coach will.
And here comes one of the Anderson sisters. They're sisters, but she comes across in third. We're at third and final, I do believe, qualifying spot to go on and run up north later on into the month.
And then I believe this is Morgan Gedry from Mountain View coming across the line there. As I was saying, I'm hoping the coaches will remind their athletes to come up here and chat with us in the winner's circle. As I mentioned earlier, we had some students who won events yesterday, but who were so busy competing in all their events that they didn't have time to come up and talk with us. So we'll have some more folks in the winner's circle coming up in just a little bit.
Definitely want to give them an opportunity to talk about their event and how they felt about it and how it went yesterday. Good shot there at first and second place in the women's 3A 3200.
And so we are about to welcome the 4A competitors onto the track. And as they get, you can see them there on the infield. As we get ready to welcome them onto the track, let's tell you who you are going to see in this race. We have runners from Skyview, Camas, Union in this race. No runners from Battleground. I don't know if we have that graphic. Let's see. There it is. Karis Diedemeyer from Skyview. Aaron Mitchell from Camas. Marilyn Green from Camas. Abigail Grant from Skyview. Amanda Grant from Union. Gracie Bazell from Camas. Kayla Gorshals from Union. Bethany McKinstry from Camas, Natalie Petty from Camas, Lauren Amato from Skyview, Jalen Lenner from Union, and Charlotte Wilson from Union. Went on to athletic.net to research some of our athletes. Charlotte Wilson, who is a sophomore, not ranked in the 4A 3200, but she did run some 3,000 meter races in some invitationals, and that's a race 200 meters shorter than what they're running today.
Right.
But she is ranked 9th in the 4A in the state of Washington for 3,000. So
yeah, definitely the one to watch in this race.
She knows how to do it.
Sure does.
Rodney and I are remembering to start our watches.
Yes, exactly. I went with the smoke. Old timing trick there, right?
I don't think we're that far away, Rodney.
Well, she jumps out there quick, Charlotte Wilson. Lime green shoes, track spikes out there.
That's one thing that has happened. I don't know if you followed this, Rodney, but during the pandemic, high school athletes, college athletes, professional track and field runners, they just didn't get to compete. And so they trained and they trained and they trained. And simultaneously during the pandemic, a lot of these shoe companies debuted new track and field spikes. And so as soon as these athletes started to return to competition, records have been falling
Yeah.
left and right from the sprints, 100-meter sprints, all the way through 5,000, 10,000 meters on the track. And, you know, some of it's the shoes.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just people with not much to do during the pandemic, but train.
Just train real
train
hard.
and train and train.
There was actually, it's interesting that you bring up the shoes, because I did see something, and it was probably right in the middle of the pandemic and everything, about a shoe that Nike was coming out that everybody was kind of talking about, and you know, some naysayers about the way the shoe was built, if it was going to give somebody an advantage who actually wore that shoe. So, you know, I mean, you knew that type of stuff was going to eventually start showing up. The more and more people get into the science of how you run, you know, somebody's going to try to make the best shoe.
Well, and my son, who's a competitor at Adams State, a NCAA Division II in Southern Colorado, they have been having trouble getting track spikes because of COVID-related production delays at the plants that make these shoes, typically in Southeast Asia, and they've just have had trouble getting track spikes for everyone, and so they are hard to come by. So he's had to do a lot of internet research to get
I bet, to
get a
figure
pair.
it out.
Yeah, to get a pair of track spikes.
So still they're still, you know, Wilson has gotten herself out in first, but the pack is trying to catch up with her. We're coming across this first 800. 250 right there is it's pretty decent pace for the 3200. And the pack is kind of closed in on her. We'll see if they just tuck in behind her, if somebody tries to take the lead and run with it these next few laps.
And what I'm wondering is, was that Charlotte Wilson? I think Charlotte Wilson is there in second place now. I think that was her teammate. Who would that be? That might be Jalen Leonard.
Yeah, I think you're right. She was the rabbit for this race. They went out there and caught her. She created a nice little pace. I mean, a 2:58.00. It's not too bad.
Well, and unlike our 3A race, most of the folks that you see there in that lead pack all have times very close to one another. So unlike what happened to Beatrice Lagore from Evergreen High School, you're going to have folks pushing each other throughout the race.
So a nice little bunch of girls here coming down the track here. Camus and Union there just kind of sitting off each other's shoulders for first and second.
3 laps in about 4:18. 5 laps remaining.
And it does look like the pace has been picked up a little bit here as we see him going down the back here. Along with the rain, I don't know if you guys can hear it hitting the roof of McKenzie Stadium here, but the rain has gotten heavier as well.
So the girls with the 5 fastest seed times in this race, all within about 15, 20 seconds of one another. So I think this is going to be a good race here as we approach the home stretch for the halfway mark.
Nice little group there, pacing each other. Everybody seems to be running pretty relaxed in that first group.
Camas has long had a reputation for growing good distance runners, both boys and girls. But the last couple of years, Union has really turned out some strong athletes as well, especially in the distances. Boy, this is gonna be fun to watch because
they're pushing each other pretty good here.
Yeah, you've got folks waiting to see if anybody wants to take the lead, push the pace a little bit.
They seem to just be kind of going back and forth.
And then strategies. I mean, we saw this, and I forget which race yesterday, where somebody just hang back and let everybody else.
That was a 1600. I believe it was 4A for the girls.
Yes. And let everybody else do the work, and then sneak up. And so it is. I mean, it is hard to lead a race like this.
Two Union athletes making the run. Now first and second. Camas third, fourth, and fifth.
I believe that is Charlotte Wilson there, starting to press the pace.
Trying to create a little bit of the separation. We'll see if the pack tightens up again as they come down here in front of the stadium.
Yesterday I was saying how important the final 600 meters was for the 1600. In the 3200, for me, it's the final 800.
Yeah.
And so right here,
we are down to the last 800 here.
they're at 8:57 right now. We just passed 9 minutes.
Got about 3 different lead changes here in the last 3 laps, so we'll see who's really going to kind of step in here and take it over in this last 800.
Charlotte Wilson's best time of the year in this event is her seed time of 11:49. And when I mentioned, I didn't write it down. I should have. As I mentioned earlier, she has the 9th fastest 3,000 meter time at 4A, but I didn't write it down, or I could tell you when she crosses that if she's matched that time.
Yeah. Unofficially right now, we're sitting at about 9:50.
Okay.
As they're coming into the bell lap here.
This is going to be a race. Neck and neck with Camas as we head into the bell lap.
Looks like Camas is going to try to take the lead here in the turn. Running elbow to elbow over there. Union kind of concedes to it and lets her go ahead and take in. Steps in behind her, though. Is not going to let her take off and leave her.
Now, I cannot say for sure because we don't have numbers, but if I'm going just off seed time, I believe that is Natalie Petty from Camas in the lead there.
Setting this up to be a pretty exciting finish.
And
as you can see, the speed has picked up
and did she
quite
go
a bit.
And did she go too early? We're about to find out.
Yeah. She tried to take her on that curve, that first curve, and now they're coming down here on the final stretch. Both of them now trying to get that last kick in. We'll see here. Camus is going to be able to hold her off, and it does look like she's going to be able to. And that is a great race. Officially 11:22. Unofficial?
Yeah.
So we'll see officially what that ultimately ends up being.
I got right around that. And if that's the case, that's got to be a huge PR.
Yeah, it sure does.
You know, if we're putting PRs on the seed time, those are monster PRs.
Yeah, they sure are.
And that's hard to do when it is so cold and wet.
When it's cold and rainy like this, yeah. I mean, yeah, they left it all out there on the track, these two. Nice race. Nice race.
Well, and credit to their coaches, because if you're running a 20-some second PR in the 3200 at this point in the season,
yeah,
you know your coaches have really done a great job at tapering your training so that you
peak at the right time.
That's right. So they have. They didn't have the printer yesterday down at the finish tent. They've got their computer entering the results, but they didn't have the printer yesterday, so they weren't able to bring us official results. So they promised to do that today. Let's see if they remember, but we should be able to give you official results, as it were, a little bit later.
Yep, good deal. Good deal. We still have one runner on the track, Skyview.
And I don't know if I wrote down what year Jalen Leonard was, or Lauren Amato, or Natalie Petty from Camas, but Charlotte Wilson, who took second in that race, is just a sophomore. So she has got some good racing ahead of her.
She sure does.
All right, it looks like our last competitor in that race is off, has finished, and so we have the hurdle crews. They're getting ready for 4 different hurdle races. The boys 300 hurdles and the girls 300 hurdles. So, Rodney, what's the trick here compared to the 100-meter hurdles and the 110-meter hurdles?
This is I actually ran this race, but it was called the 330s.
Yes.
330 meters. I mean, this is no stutter steps. I mean, you should get – boys will generally get about 15 steps per hurdle. Girls about 17 to 19 steps per hurdle. What's going to kill them is if when they come around this last curve and you start to see people stutter stepping. That's generally what hurts you. You know, you come out strong and you just kind of coast. You almost have to run it with the same type of game plan as if you ran the 400. You know, you come out strong, you attack the first couple of hurdles, you kind of spin through the curve, and then you just give it all, you know, then it's just maintaining and giving it everything you got down here, down the front of the track here. I mean, what we're going to see is people get super tired and stutter step, and then that'll take them out of their race.
Yeah. Like we mentioned yesterday, somebody said, you know, do you get penalized if you hit a hurdle? Like, no, there's no real penalty. You just run slower.
Right. The penalty is you hit it. And you're going to pay for it.
And you can hit every hurdle.
You can.
Just don't. If you fall, don't fall into someone else's lane, because then you can be disqualified.
Yeah.
And this race will be the one that starts on the far side of the track.
Yep, directly across from the finish line.
They'll all start on a stagger. Let's see what our event time is for this one. 4:30. So we are a little bit behind schedule today, but I think they'll pick up the pace here.
Hey, I think the 300s will kind of move things along.
So Wade, if I don't know if you have that graphic ready. This is the boys 3A, 300-meter hurdles. Now there may have been some scratches, folks who aren't going to compete, but this is what I had on my heat sheet. Bentley Jacobs from Kelso in lane 1, Lawrence Bostic from Kelso in lane 2, Carver Doan from Kelso in lane 3, Solomon Ogbayama from Prairie in lane 4, Kyle Chen from Mountain View in lane 5, Caden Bolds, who we've talked about, in lane 6, Silas Watkins from Kelso in lane 7, Salik Khan from Evergreen in lane 8, and Zane Cunningham from Evergreen in lane 9. So 9 competitors. We'll try and do some math here. 1, 2.
Kelso heavy on the hurdles.
I count at least 7 runners over there. I don't think we will have the full contingent of 9 that were on the heat sheet. But
no, it looks like lane 9 does look open from where I'm seeing it right now.
So let's see. Kyle Chen with the fastest seed time, 44.54. Kyle is a junior from Mountain View High School, and that's him there. He is a great hurdler. He's had some really good races the last couple years, and
yeah, he sure has.
One more year before he graduates. So fastest seed time by about half a second over teammate Caden Bolds, who we've seen during football season for Mountain View. He has a seed time of 45.14.
All right, we got the whistle. We've got white flags everywhere. Be interesting to see how fast Chen is able to close to make up the stagger here. If he's the first one to the first hurdle, then the stagger is made up there in his first 15 to 20 steps. See how fast he comes out.
Okay.
Guns up. And it looks like Chen now in second place.
Looks like
he's coming around there.
Looks like he might have hit that second hurdle.
Chen struggling as he comes out of the curve here. We'll see if he's going to be able to make some of this up down here in the stretch. And he's taking over second place. Not going to be able to get first out of the deal, but he does get second.
So that was Solomon Ogbayama from Prairie, who came in with the third fastest seed time, but had enough to win the title. I think Kyle hit a couple hurdles.
He did.
I believe he
hit
the
in that curve
second
over there,
and third hurdles.
He stumbled, and that kind of put him out of it a little bit.
His teammate Caden Bolds with a really strong race,
Yeah.
not letting any of it phase him.
Prairie athlete there. This is a exhausting race.
it
It is you're tired when you get through running
really
this
tough.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a mix of trying to run at a 400-meter flat-out speed while you're going over hurdles. So we have the competitors for the 4A on the track. Let's run down the lane assignments here. We have Sabin Kotsovos from Union in lane 1, Cody Young from Camas in lane 2, Max Ensinger from Camas in lane 3, Jonathan McAtee from Skyview in lane 4, Benjamin Haywood in lane 5 from Union, Tyler Vanderwood from Camas in lane 6, Calvin Hubbard from Battleground in lane 7, Colby Warner, excuse me, from Skyview, and Edward Tenbrink from Union. As I finish coughing, I wanted to tell you that Benjamin Haywood from Union currently has the 13th fastest time in 4A, and he is just a sophomore. And then Tyler Vanderwood from Camas in lane 6 has the 22nd fastest time.
Right. You can definitely tell we're running behind schedule because they got that group off quick. Haywood is in first place based on when he's hitting hurdles. He's hitting the hurdles. Battleground athlete almost falls. Here comes a battle now with Camas.
Benjamin Haywood with a strong race.
Yeah, Benjamin's running it real strong right now. Looks like there is going to be a race here to the finish. Benjamin Haywood not going to let him get him. He's nice form as that young man goes all the way down the track. Now, good race, very good race, well run.
And in second there was Tyler Vanderwood, who came in with the second fastest seed time. So Haywood from Union with the title and Vanderwood from Camas in second.
Now move over to the girls. Now they do not move the hurdles, but they do lower them.
Yes. Let's see what. So, all right, they are back on schedule. This race scheduled for 4:45. We'll see if they jump ahead. And it does look like they are going to give them a little bit more time. And of course, the hurdle crew needs to go out there and, like you said, lower all the hurdles.
Yeah.
So 10 hurdles times 9, 90 hurdles that they need to lower.
Right.
So this is a case where everybody who knows how far to lower the hurdles is out there doing it right now, making sure they're all at the correct height and lined up. Yep. That's Adam Matheson there, Mountain View coach, I believe. Yep.
Yep, sure is.
And then making sure that everything's lined up so that the hurdles are properly spaced and don't knock into one another. I won't say that the sun has come out, but it has at least stopped raining for a moment.
Yeah, it has.
So
there's a little break in the clouds. The sun, I think I see some blue sky off in the horizon.
And it can get windy up here at McKenzie Stadium.
Yeah,
so
it sure can.
But it's pretty calm right now. So why don't we go ahead? Oh, look at the beauty shot.
Yeah, good shot there.
That's Wade Ferguson, and And is that, yeah, that's Jacob Taylor's camera. Great work there, Jacob. And let's go ahead and give you the lane assignments for the girls 3A 300. Again, there may be some scratches, but this is what we have on our heat sheets. Lane 2, May Rodriguez from Prairie. Caitlin Knuth from Prairie in lane 3. Kara Matson from Prairie in lane 4. Grace Twist from Evergreen in lane 5. Josie Settle from Kelso in lane 6. Jordan Jensen from Prairie in lane 7. Ashley Faust from Kelso in lane 8. Talitha Fa'alaveo from Prairie in lane 9. And let's see, my notes here. This is going to be a great race. Grace Twiss, who is a senior from Evergreen, there in lane 5, has the second fastest time in the state in the 3A. Josie Settle, who is a junior from Kelso, she has the fourth fastest time in the state. Kara Matson from Prairie, her time was not in athletic.net, but she has run a 45.79 before. I don't remember in my notes if this was this year or last year, but a 45.79 would currently rank her 7th in the state.
Yeah.
So right now in this race, you have 3 athletes who are essentially in the top 10 in the 3A for the entire state of Washington. So
that's nice. This should be an exciting race, and it looks like lanes 1 and 2 scratched here, so it's going to be 3 and above in the race.
So look at lanes 4, 5, and 6 here.
Guns up.
Boy, and lane 4 out quick.
Yeah.
My goodness. That's Kara Matson. Actually, that's Grace Twiss out quick from Evergreen.
Yeah, there she goes.
She
chopped
is
a little bit. We'll see if she can keep it up all the way through.
She is attacking those
Yeah,
hurdles.
she sure is. Nice form. Oh, nice job. Nice stride into those hurdles.
Grace Twiss with an excellent race. And that was Josie Settle from Kelso in second place, currently the 4th ranked in the state. I had an unofficial time of 45.09, so it's going to be a little bit slower than that, but that is right on par with Grace Twiss's best.
Yeah, it sure is. She ran that. She chopped a little bit on that as she was coming out of that curve back there, but other than that, I mean, down the straightaway is generally when they start losing their composure and everything. She looks strong all the way down through it.
All right, and we're not wasting any time with getting the 4A girls on the track, so let's give you these lane assignments. Julia Stifler in lane 1, Battleground. Addison Farney from Battleground in lane 2. Jaden Wirtz from Battleground in lane 3. Raleigh Fisher from Skyview in lane 4. Amem Tech Perry from Skyview in lane 5. Rowan Riley from Skyview in lane 6. Amara Harris from Camas in lane 7. Lane 8 is Olivia Coletto from Camas. And Abrielle Vale from Camas in lane 9. I don't know if I see 9 runners out there.
Yep, there looks like this track's gonna be
This will be a full track.
Yeah.
In this race, Amemtek Perry, who I mentioned a couple times yesterday, from Skyview, she's a junior. She's currently ranked 12th in the 4A in this event. And next to her in lane 6, Rowan Riley from Skyview, also from Skyview, her teammate. She is a sophomore, and is currently ranked 17th in the state. So you see them there, Tech Perry on the left and Rowan Riley on the right. So look at these two Skyview athletes to run pretty fast races here.
Yeah.
Now, Grace Twist, with the time that she's run in 3A would place her way up there, actually, in the 4A division.
Sure would.
And she actually had a faster seed time than any of the athletes in this 4A race.
Letting them wait a little bit here. We must be a little ahead of schedule.
Ooh. Don't trip over your blocks there.
All right. Gun is up. And Skyview makes up the stagger right away.
Tech Perry out quick.
Yes, she is.
Teammates still working on making up that stagger, but I believe she's in second right now.
Yeah, nice, strong first hurdle there. Attacked it well. Got in front of everybody right away. She's still striding it out. And she finishes first and Skyview second and third. Skyview takes the podium here, first, second, and third. Unofficially 47.95.
I was a little slow on that. It's probably a little bit quicker than that. But a great race for them. Skyview 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I'm finding my notes. Raleigh Fisher in third. Tech Perry in first, and Rowan Riley second place. There they are.
All righty. Next event on the books is going to be the 800 3A men's event.
So this will take a couple minutes to get people off the track. So I'll step aside here for a moment. Meet time is about 4:51, and our next event hits the track at about 5 o'clock straight up.
All righty. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Second call for men's 3A 800 meter, and first call for men's 4A 300 meter. And second call for women's 3A long jump, men's 4A long jump, women's 3A pole vault, women's 4A shot put, and men's 3A high jump.
So we're a couple minutes away from the start of our 4 800 meter races. And we have the 3A boys coming onto the track. Go ahead and give you lane assignments here. And again, there might be some scratches, but let's give you what we have on our heat sheets. Dakota Hofek from Prairie in lane 1. Jacob Rivera from Kelso in lane 2. Aiden Jura from Mountain View in lane 3. Kenneth Peterson from Prairie in lane 4. Ethan Cabral from Prairie in lane 5. Lane 6, Evan Williamson-Thill from Kelso. Aiden Walker from Prairie. Norman Hartman from Kelso, and Brandon Chu from Mountain View. And I started saying lanes, but they're actually going to seed the fastest runner kind of in the middle of the track there. Brandon Chu in the white singlet and blue shorts. He is there in the middle of the track. He comes in with the fastest seed time, 2 minutes, 0.3 seconds. 2 minutes for high school is kind of like this mythological barrier.
Yeah,
that they try and strive for, especially on the boys' side.
On the boys' side,
yeah,
they always want to get, like, they want to say they ran like a 159 or 158. They want to get in, they want to break that 2. And generally, when you get under 2, that's when colleges start looking at you.
And it can be a psychological thing because once you break it,
Yeah.
going faster than that becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, it sure does.
You know, on the college side, you know, we talked about this, an 800 meter is just an all-out sprint.
Yeah, it is.
But on the high school level, it's more of what they call a middle distance race, even though it's not quite. It's in that spot between sprint and distance.
Yeah, it sure is. I think I got it. Like a nice clean start there. Always interested to see what that first 200 looks like. Gives you kind of an idea of what they're going to look like when they come around here.
And this is a great race where they get to, you know, they run the first 100 meters in their lane, and then on the far side of the track, they can cut to the inside. So it's always interesting if you've got runners of about the same speed to see how quickly they come into the inside, or you know, what their strategy is to run a little bit outside into lane 2 to avoid getting boxed in.
Yeah. It looks like that first 200 was about 28.
800 meters. Second call for men, 4A, 800 meters.
About 61 seconds for 400 meters, so they'll have to run a negative split to dip under that 2-minute mark.
Yeah, they sure will.
But that's Chu from Mountain View out front, and Norman Hartman from
He did
Kelso.
pick up the pace, though.
Yeah. He's going to be real close to 2 minutes.
He is. That was a negative split. That one was 29
So they are
unofficially.
runners in first and second right now, seniors.
And he has definitely picked it up here.
And there's a race for second.
And he's going to get about a 2:03. So a little slower than his lead time. I think that second 200 kind of hurt him a little bit.
Right. And second place, I believe that's Aiden Walker from Prairie, who surprised the Kelso runners with a strong finish for second place. Yeah, I had right around 2:03, 2:02.89 unofficially. So they're getting them sorted down there at the finish line before we bring the 4A boys onto the track.
Yeah, the third and fourth 200 were both negative splits. That second one, when he ran the 32, he slowed down.
Yeah.
He slowed down a lot in that one. The other ones were actually, you know, his first 200 was about 28. You'd like to see that probably closer to 27 if somebody's going to come in under 200. Come in under 2 minutes.
So let's give you the lane assignments for the 4A boys. Thaddeus Chestnut from Battleground, Max Gregory, Camas, Carson Clary, Skyview, James Puffer, Camas, Caden Souquet from Camas, Ben Gamblin from Battleground, Joshua McKinstry from Camas, Samuel Shepard from Skyview, and Grayson Caldwell from Union. I say lane assignments, and again, they're going to place Grayson Caldwell in the middle of the track. He is a sophomore with an absolutely fantastic time.
156.
156.37. He is currently ranked 6th in the state of Washington in the 4A division, and to run a 156 as a sophomore,
That's good.
that is really
That's
good.
real good.
I'm trying to remember, Rodney, what race we saw him in yesterday. Did he run the 400 or the 1600?
I believe it was the 400.
Yeah, and just a blistering race there as well.
Third and final call for men's 4A.
So as I mentioned, you know, they're going to cut in from their lanes, cut to the inside of the track on the opposite side, directly across from where the finish line, the start line is, and look for Grayson Caldwell to be real quick to the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And in the lead.
Athletes down there getting last bit of information from the starter.
We want to thank all of our track officials. That's another thing that's happened during the pandemic, is track officials who are certified by USA Track and Field. A lot of them have been retiring, and there is, like in many fields these days, a shortage of officials who know how to officiate track and field events. So we thank all of our officials out here today, because they are doing good work.
Yeah, they sure are. Gun is up.
Told my kids I was going to go get USA Track and Field certified, so I could get them a good time.
There you go.
No, that's not how.
Get 'em a good
That's not
time.
how it works.
See how they kind of take their time.
And he is not first to the inside.
He was not. He kind of took his time getting over there.
So he's getting. Oh, he managed to find a pathway on the inside. I thought he was going to get cut off and have to stutter step back to the outside.
Yeah, well, we'll see what that second 200 looks like. That came across at unofficially 30, which is pretty slow first 200.
Ben Gamblin from Battleground in there mixing it up.
Going down here at the tag here.
I believe that's Joshua McKinstry from Camas trying to push just off Caldwell's right shoulder. And there's Caldwell really picking it up.
Yeah, he did pick it up. He's going to have to, if he wants to break two, he's going to have to definitely pick it up. He hasn't run a negative split yet. That actually, unofficially, that second 200 was 32. But you definitely see him
oh, he's pouring it on here.
putting the gas on now. And
you know
there
what?
is, that's 29.7. So there's his first negative.
And I believe this is Samuel Shepard from Skyview pressing him.
Yeah, no, there's a huge difference in the way he's running this, the way he ran the last 400. Right at 2 is what I have unofficially. Yeah.
Yeah, Rodney and I both had just about 2 flat.
He fought for that. I mean, those first 2 laps, yeah, he ran in the 30s on both those 2 laps.
Right.
It was going to be tough for him to get under 2 minutes on that race. But you know, he did what he needed to do to make it to the next level with a coming in first place with unofficially, where you said unofficial times, 2 minutes and some change. That'll put him in a decent lane, you know, up north. What next week before? When's the?
I promised to check and I didn't. I'm sorry.
I think it is next week up
because
the week after.
Because I live in Portland.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be at Mount Tahoma High School. Just
correct.
Like,
I do know that.
Like everything else, I know that the one in the 2A are up at Mount Tahoma, running state the 27th and 28th, which is from, the end of the month, obviously. That Friday and Saturday.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the competitors for the girls 3A, Leah Powers from Mountain View, Lily Evans from Kelso, Phoebe Wilson from Mountain View, Megan Gott from Kelso, Lucy Cunningham from Heritage, Amelia Rosick from Mountain View, Sadie Shersher from Kelso, Olivia Jones from Prairie, and Susie Johnson from Prairie. Susie Johnson and Olivia Jones, both from Prairie. They are both seniors coming in with the fastest seed times, and I don't think they're both on the middle of the track, but we'll get them sorted out in a moment.
Looks like they have them in lanes 5 and 6.
Susie Johnson's seed time was about 225.74 and 234.50 for Olivia Jones.
Second call, women's 3A 800 meters. First call, women's 4A 800 meters.
All right, ready to get this race started? Gun is up. Two Prairie runners out in front already. See if they'll come down in 1 and 2 once they pass the cones and come down into the first lane, and they do. Nice first 200. First split unofficially 33-10.
I believe that's Susie Johnson in the lead, and if I remember correctly, she had a great run in the 1600. I placed second place in the girls 3A 1600 meter yesterday.
She's running a nice, strong race here.
Wow, that is a really quick first lap, 67 seconds.
Sure is. Good job here. Unofficially, that second 200, it was a 34.
If she runs even splits, I mean, she was on pace to run a 2:14, 2:15, which would be just a monster PR, but looks like she's slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, she did slow down on that last 200. We'll see if she picks it back up here for the last stretch here. Strong. Went all the way through the tape here.
That's about 225-ish.
Yeah, 225.11 unofficially. It's that final 200, the slowest of the four. So I mean, that's obvious that was going to happen. But she ran a good race. Ran a real good race, and came in right around where she was seated. Nice strong finish there by Susie Johnson. Unofficially, I have it. Let's see here at 2:25.11. The time she came into the race was 2:25.74, so not too far off of that. Have another one of the athletes coming up here to get ready for their interview. Made it to the Circle of Champions, so Matt will be talking to them as soon as we possibly can. And an athlete down there looks like probably cramping up a little bit. This cold weather can do that to you sometimes. Looks like the next race is set to officially start at 5:15. And we're right on schedule, so we'll see here. We have one more, the final 4A girls.
Let's see if I can find.
Second call for women's 4A 800 meters.
All right, here are our entrants in the 4A girls 800. Claire Reberg from Union. Ava Logue from Skyview, lane 2. Amelia Merritt from Camas in lane 3. Jalen Leonard from Union in lane 4. Elisa Marshall from Camas in lane 5. Charlotte Wilson from Union, lane 6. Evelyn Reed, Skyview. Andrea Johnson, Battleground, and Daphne Evenson from Skyview.
Track still trying to get warmed up. I don't, we seem to be on schedule, so not quite sure why they haven't let the athletes onto the track just yet.
My notes here, like yesterday, I believe this was in the 400 we were talking, jogging my memory. Daphne Evenson from Skyview, who has the fastest seed time, 2:23.25. She is just a freshman.
Yeah.
Andrea Johnson from Battleground with the second fastest seed time. She is a junior, and Evelyn Reed from Skyview, who I believe you're going to see. She's there in lane 4. Evelyn Reed from Skyview. She is just a freshman as well. Daphne Evenson from Skyview, who has the fastest seed time there in lane 4. She is just out of the top 25 on athletic.net. I believe she is currently ranked 26th or 27th.
Oh, good job.
In 4A. So to be a top 25 runner as just a freshman is absolutely astounding.
There's a lot to be said for that. This just could set itself up to be a pretty good race here at the end, just kind of looking at these times right here beside each other.
Yeah, they're real close. And so once we get this race underway, I'm going to be happy to welcome Grace Twist to the winner's circle, who we just saw run that absolutely excellent 300-meter hurdle race. So we'll bring Grace in just a second. All right, we may have had a little trouble at the timer's tent. So they're sending athletes out to do some strides, keep them warm. Do I say it's sunny yet? It's still cloudy, but there's more sun.
There's a little bit of sun out there.
And it did stop raining.
Didn't warm up, though.
No.
All right, ready to get this race started. Guns up.
Okay, I think he saw a little bit of movement there. Gonna have everybody shake it off and get started again.
Looked like a clean start that time.
I did not get a good clock there. Rodney's got it.
See here if this is how this kind of pans out. They do look to be coming out a little slower than the 3A group did. Battleground takes the lead.
To Andrea Johnson deciding she's going to push the pace.
Yeah, unofficial 36.7. That first 200. So yeah, they did come out a lot slower than the first than the 3A girls.
I believe that is Daphne Evenson, the freshman from Skyview, in second place. Both their seed times within a second of each other. So I think this is going to be a good race here.
Yeah.
And there's the bell lap. All right, I think it's going to be who has the kick, and if Andrea Johnson from Battleground took the lead too early. But let's not sleep on the folks who are currently sitting in third and fourth place.
Yeah, because they're bunched in there pretty good right now.
And there she goes, Daphne Evenson taking it. And then Camus.
Battleground falling way off now. Is back in the 6th place.
I believe that might be Elisa Marshall pushing the pace from Camus.
Second Skyview runner comes up into the mix to battle for first place. So we'll see who has the kick here on this last 90 meters. And Camus is the one who decides. She is going to run off and leave the pack here.
Well, I think that last 200 was a negative split.
I think you're right. Unofficially, that looks like about a 226.
And I believe that's Alicia Marshall from Camus. And I'm going to, again, guess that was Daphne Evenson from Skyview, the freshman, in second.
Yeah. You know, when you see him finish that big, you're kind of thinking about, you know, you kind of look back through the rest of the race there, and you kind of figure you could have stretched out that power a little more throughout the race, and got closer to a closer time down in the sub 220s.
So we've got a couple minutes before we start our
the 200-meter dash. So that's going to take a minute to set up.
So we're going to have Jacob swing the camera around once we get the lighting set. And so as soon as we're ready, Wade, we have someone in our winner's circle here. Jacob will give us the cue. And right now I am joined by Grace Twist from Evergreen High School. You just won the district title in the 300-meter hurdles. How was your race?
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Definitely a tough race. That 300 hurdles is a long race, but I felt really good today, and luckily the sun came out right as I was starting the race.
Well, Rodney and I were talking. You've had a lot of experience running in the rain. It wasn't raining during your race. How was the wind out there, which was a problem for folks yesterday?
Right. Actually, I noticed definitely less wind today, which was really nice.
What was the strategy for your race? You seemed to really attack that first hurdle, and that's always key.
Yeah, my strategy this race was just to go out hard. I also struggle with stuttering in front of the hurdles, and I tried to just be confident and attack every hurdle.
You took second place yesterday in the 100-meter hurdles. What's it like to end your senior year on such a high note?
It feels great, and I'm just so thankful to have the opportunity to race against such talented and determined female athletes. Yeah.
So what are your plans for next year?
So I'm actually committed to Central Washington University. I'll be competing in the hurdles, so I'm really looking forward to that.
All right, so I follow high school and college track and field,
Awesome.
so we'll look for some good times for you next year at Central Washington. Congratulations,
Thank you,
Grace.
Matt. We'll
All
see
right.
you.
Are just a couple minutes away from our next batch of races. This will be the 200. So let's see. I see the cart with the blocks on it out there.
Yeah, they dragged it over there. Did you see the blocks on the track over there on that side?
Yeah, I think they're still running strides. I don't see the starter out there. Oh yeah, he's out there.
There he is right there.
He might be making his way over. And like I said, shortage of qualified track and field officials these days, as a lot of folks have retired
Yeah.
during the pandemic. And so we thank all of our officials for keeping everything on pace and on the up and up. Seen them talking during the coaches meeting as we started the event today, applauding the coaches for running a very tight meet here. So let's see who we have on the track here first, Rodney. Looks like we have the 3A boys. Let's go ahead and take a look at lane assignments here, if you got those, Wade. And actually, Wade, I think they're going to run the 3A boys first.
There we go.
I might have those out of order. 3A boys 200. We'll find it. I'll go ahead and give you. I might have gotten them out of order as I put them into the switcher there, Wade. So lane 1, there it is. Arthur Band, Evergreen. My apologies there, Wade. Nazar Lucas in lane 2 from Kelso. Alec Richter from Prairie in lane 3. Caden Garcia from Evergreen in lane 4. Charles Dayton from Evergreen in lane 5. James Bethune from Evergreen in lane 6. Jacob Rose from Prairie in lane 7. Ryan Wood from Mountain View in lane 8. And Christian Deely from Prairie in lane 9.
Charles Dayton is the one who won the 100 yesterday. So I'm not surprised that he's also the top guy here today with a 23:43 in the books.
Yeah, he is he's a senior. Caden Garcia, and his next to him on the track is junior, and James Bethune also next to him on the track is a freshman. So a lot of really good 200-meter runners here from Evergreen High School.
Yeah, we'll see how that one kind of plays itself out.
So if you're going by seed times, take a look at lanes 5 and 6, followed by lane 4.
Now this race is always interesting to me because it's the way you come out of that curve, and if you run a strong curve, it kind of whips you out of it and just
Right.
kind of pushes you down the track. So it's always a fun race to watch. Guns up. And we got a clean start.
And some wind out there, but not a lot.
Stagger being made up right away. Here come the two Evergreen down the middle. Oh, well, all three Evergreen down the middle of the track. What a fight here. Nice run there by Dayton. And he's going to come across in first. Evergreen will get second. And a very close third is going to be Jacob Rose from
I'm going
Prairie.
to give third to Prairie. It was really, he was pressing hard in that last 50 meters. Almost caught James Bethune from Evergreen, but he gave a little dip at the tape.
Yeah, he did. He did.
enough to get him second place.
This is always a tough race, especially when it's cold. Charles Dayton runs a real good curve. It kind of, he came out of there, ran it high, came down in on it low, and just kind of pushed him out there in first as they came down the straightaway.
So, Wade, I don't know if you're able to find the graphics if I input those in the switcher in the wrong order, but next up is the 4A Boys 200. There we go. Thank you. Corey Bozovich from Union, Razon Davis from Union, Aiden Montigny from Camas, Ben Halid from Union, Tobias Merriweather, who we'll talk about in a second, from Union in lane 5, Benjamin Haywood from Union in lane 6, Caden Drabinski from Union in lane 7, Eric Botnan from Skyview in lane 8, and Austin Fullard-Leo from Camas in lane 9. I've got some notes here. Tobias Merriweather, who is ranked in all of his events, is currently ranked 4th in the state of Washington in the 4A division. And his sophomore teammate in lane 6, Benjamin Haywood, currently ranked 8th in the state in this event. So look at the possibility of a 1-2-3 Union finish here.
Yeah, it's real high, real high.
So not all of our senior athletes are headed off to college, but it is always fun to interview these folks in the winner's circle and to hear that they want to continue competing. Central Washington University, Clark College, Tobias Merriweather going to Notre Dame to play football. It's just great to see these kids fulfill their dreams.
It sure is. It sure is.
Okay, here's where we see what happens in the 200. The officials need to be able to see all the way across the track, and so you have some coaches telling kids to
they're gonna
kneel down.
Kneel down in the
so we have
middle there. The bullpen is like, I kind of feel like the bullpen might actually be in the way, but I guess not since they've already ran the race once.
Well, and I also see a red flag down here at the timer's tent. So, and then there's a huddle going on with, I believe that's Roy Rosenbach and Adam Matheson out there. No, there's Roy right there. I think Adam's out there talking with the starter. So we have some stuff going on that they're trying to sort.
Yeah, it does look like they're kind of messing with the timing camera right there. It's set up right there at the finish line, making sure that that's set up the way it's supposed to.
Huh. Oh, yep, looks like they're having to calibrate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Calibrate the the camera. We have folks here, coaches at the finish line, kind of walking along the finish start line here. And this technology, I mean, is really important.
It is.
You know, when they were able to get automatic timing that was powered by, the starter's pistol is connected to a sensor that actually picks up, the sound or the trigger, and it sends an instantaneous signal here to the timer's tent. And I mean, the advent of automatic timing was just game-changing because when you and I were running in school, it was
all hand time.
It was all hand time, and you had to have 9 people with stopwatches, and there were
9 people paying attention.
and
that
9
didn't
people
always happen.
right, and some arguments about
Yeah, right.
who took first, second, or third.
Or, 2 people watched lane 3.
Right.
All the good old days. That's why I made the comment when we were trying to get it up here, and I was like, yeah, I went with the smoke
Right.
instead of the sound. Red flag's still up. We'll see if they're trying to get it figured out here. Track meet was rolling around pretty good on schedule. Now it looks like this may push us out of schedule here. Looks like now we might be running about 10 minutes behind now. No, there we go.
Oh.
They got it figured out.
Huzzah.
Ready to go now.
Okay, so we've already given you the lane assignments. Once again, look for Tobias Merriweather at the middle of your track.
Lane 5. Actually, I used to run this race too. I liked actually 6. That was my favorite lane in this race.
Okay.
I had to run in lane 1 once before when I was running in California State Finals trials, and that is a long race in 1. Feels like you never get out of the
Right.
curve.
Yeah, you're always looking at people.
Yeah.
I ran a few 800-meter races, not a lot. So I don't have as much experience as you running in a lane around the curve.
Yeah.
The most I ever did was 100 meters.
It's a fight. I mean, it's a fight to stay in the lane. Guns up. All right, we got a clean start. Tobias Merriweather already making up his stagger. Leans into the curve nice as he comes around the corner. Good job coming in. Comes right down the inside of the lane there. Nice run there by Tobias. And that is a very good run by that young man. Good looking 200.
And again, you can see why he's ranked in the top echelons of both the 100 and the 200. And he is very tall.
Yeah, he sure is. He is 6'5", I do believe.
So another district championship for Tobias Merriweather. Let's see how quickly then they get folks on the track for this next event. So, Wade, even though I've got them out of order, we are now moving on to the girls 3A 200 meter. There it is. Rhea Clifton from Mountain View. Bella Matheson. Sorry, Bella, I misspelled your name. Layla Kunda from Prairie in lane 3. Brianna Morell from Prairie in lane 4. Maya Swanson from Kelso, lane 5. Morgan Hill from Prairie, lane 6. Juliana Staley from Prairie in lane 7. Zatara Griffin from Evergreen in lane 8. And Kennedy Brady in lane 9. And we might need this graphic again, Wade, because I believe we do have a section 2. But this is the first section of the girls 3A 200 meters. This is another one with some blistering times in there. And we talked with Madison Hubbard from Camas yesterday, who won the 100. She is currently ranked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Madison, she's that's 4A.
4A, sorry.
Yeah.
I read you the wrong start list. No, I didn't. I did. I'm getting mixed up here. Sorry, we'll get to Madison Hubbard in a minute. She's in the next race. Maya Swanson with the fastest seed time here from Kelso. Lane 5, she is just a freshman. Just a freshman.
Good job there.
27.94 seed time.
That's two low 28s on either side of her, so this might be a good race. down here at the finish line.
So look for lane 5, Kelso.
Madison right now not really making up that stagger real well. She's going to have to fight down this down the back here.
And that's going to be Brianna Morell, who came in.
Sure is. Madison Hubbard, not a very good race for her at all.
I'm sorry, Madison, next race. I jumped ahead.
That's right. You got that wrong. Now we're calling the wrong girl out here. That was Miss Swanson in lane 5 from Kelso, who didn't have a good race.
Yeah. And I see she has a.
Brianna Morell actually wins this race. Good job for her for Prairie. I wish we would have been able to get an official time. She came across real fast on that one.
And I do notice that Maya Swanson in lane 9, she has a piece of K-tape on her left thigh, so she might be a little bit sore.
Yeah, yep.
So let's. Now let's talk about the race that I started to talk about because I got mixed up. So next on the track will be the girls 4A 200 meters. Is that right? Are they out there?
That is correct.
Okay, they've not called them onto the track, but here's your lane assignments. Addison Dunn from Battleground, Rose Lapavong from Union, Sitlali Fonseca from Union, Stacy Sutton from Battleground, D. Covarrubias from Skyview in lane 5, Madison Hubbard, the number 1 ranked 100-meter runner from Camas in lane 6, Savannah Garden from Camas in lane 7, Miley Yancey from Camas in 8, and Chloe Sanchez from Union in lane 9. And so back to what I was saying, Madison Hubbard, who won the 100 yesterday, number 1 in the 4A division, she is ranked 7th in the 4A for the girls 200, but D. Covarrubias is ranked 3rd in 4A. So the favorite here, D. Covarrubias, but she's going to have a battle
she sure
with
is.
lane 6.
25-8 and 25-9. Yeah, that'll be a race all the way to the finish here. Hopefully it'll be on a dip and a photo finish. That'll make it fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, calibrating the gun over there, making sure everything is ready to go.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. What we have here is section 2 of the girls 3A. Wade, I don't know if you have that graphic. We have our runner here, Jada Barrows from Kelso. Let's give her a shout as she comes out. This is a runner from Kelso running in section 2.
She comes around the corner now, coming down the straightaway here in lane 1.
And so that's what I love about sports here in the Greater Saint Helens League is we have students of all abilities competing. And there she is, Jada Barrows. Oh, she fell, but you know what?
That's all right. She got up. Good job.
This is Jada Barrows.
This is what it's
from
all
Kelso.
about. All right,
and
great
there
finish.
It is.
Good job.
Heart of a champion there. Jada Barrows from Kelso. Great race. All right, so now we're going to get into our 4A race. Great race there, Jada.
Good job, Jada Barrows of Tulsa.
Loudest applause of the day.
Yes.
Only fitting. All right, so I'm going to step away for 1 second and take some notes.
Well, they're out there on the track getting ready. Matt's kind of already spoken to it about what this race is going to look like coming down the middle of the track in lanes 4 and 5. You've got the number 1 sprinter in the 100 from Kelso, and top 5 sprinter in the 200 from Skyview. And they're right there beside each other in lanes 5 and 6. 1/10 of seconds separate their time here. So this is set up to be a very good race. See them, the two of them right there in the middle of your screen. All right.
Let's see.
Starter has his pistol up, getting ready to get this started.
I'm going to try and get a clock here, which I keep forgetting to do. So let's see if we can get this right here.
Gun is up. Man, we've got a clean start. Kelso comes out real
My
fast.
goodness.
Makes up the stagger right away. Here comes Skyview coming out of the curve in second place. She is starting to move now in that last 100, but I don't know if Kelso is going to let her get there. It's going to be a battle here to the finish line. It's like Kelso is going to, Camus and Skyview, and then Battleground takes up the 3rd spot.
My goodness. I got an unofficial of 25.7.
Oh, nice run. Nice run.
So you had Camus and Skyview. So that was Madison Hubbard.
Yes.
Your number 1 ranked 100-meter runner.
Wins the 200.
In the state of Washington. Wins the 200. So 2-time champion there, D. Covarrubias. But keeping in mind, she's ranked 3rd in the state right now in 4A. She is just a freshman.
Yeah, that's the thing right there.
That's
she
the
is
thing.
just a freshman.
Yeah, so
Hubbard had a very strong start. She was going to have to go with her to be able to catch up with her at the end. Good run.
And Madison Hubbard is a junior, so we're going to see those two competing against one another for another year at least. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be setting up for the 3,200-meter runs in just a second. So while we wait for that to happen, I'm going to welcome back somebody who was with me yesterday, back to the winner's circle. Aaron Tack, who won the javelin yesterday, is back from Kelso High School, back again into the winner's circle. The shot put today.
Yep.
What's it like to end your senior year with another district championship?
It's really exciting, and I'm excited for regionals.
Yeah. How was your throws today?
Really good because my PR previous to this was 37.2, and then I threw 5 of my 6 throws over that today. So a lot of PRs today.
Not messing around.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So how did your coach prepare you? You want to just like in the running events, you want to taper, you want to peak at the right moment. If you're throwing 5 throws over your best, it seems like everything's lining up.
Yep, for sure. Like in practice, we do a lot of drilling, isolating to make sure that we're peaking at the right time, like you said.
Well, congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
and tell me again, what are you doing next year?
I'm going to University of Arizona, and then I'll be throwing jab there.
All right.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
2-time district champion from Kelso, Aaron Tack.
Thank you.
Awesome. Arizona, Notre Dame, Central Washington University, Clark College, all kinds of places.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. That's nice to see.
These kids got it all figured out.
And she's going to a nice warm place to run track.
The sun is out and it's not raining.
Yeah, so there's something to be said for Washington today, right? They gave us a little sun at the end.
I was fully prepared to complain all night long. Really.
Yeah. Me along with you, man.
I was not going to let up. I was going to complain. giggling during the whole broadcast about how cold I was.
Right.
And lament that our student and alumni crews were out here being so cold. But I told them to dress warm, and I'm doing all right.
Yeah. We're well. It's okay now. Little sunshine.
All right, Wade. I know I got these out of order, but this will be the boys 3A. There it is. Jacob Souter from Prairie, Luke Twist from Evergreen, Spencer Hoyt from Prairie, Stanley Johnson from Kelso, Ethan Peterson from Prairie, Jake Beck from Kelso, Logan Bigelow from Prairie, Lorenzo Anguiano from Evergreen, and Cameron Madison from Kelso. So out there in front is the yesterday's winner of the boys 1,600-meter run, and that's Cameron Madison. And he came up here into the winner's circle to talk about his strategy, and he didn't have his next closest competitor. So he just pressed the pace, and he said, that's my strategy, go out strong and just pound everybody else into the dust. And it looks like he's following the same strategy here in the 3,200. And, man, he looked strong running by himself yesterday.
Yeah, he did. And now it was actually, the weather was worse yesterday when he ran than it is right now.
And he has the fastest seed time here by a good 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And, he's already got a good 5 or 6 seconds on the field. So I believe that's lap 1.
Yeah, it sure is.
So, Rodney, if you want to take over here for a minute, call this for a little bit, and I'll step aside and talk with one of our folks next in the winner's circle.
All righty, nice, consistent, strong pace as he's coming around here. On his second lap. Nice pack there. Looks like about 30 meters behind him. This race is definitely going to be for second and third as it sets itself up right now. The first 800 came across unofficially as about a 2:28. And we're going to go ahead and step aside here and have another one of the champions step into the circle, get interviewed here, and Matt will be talking to him in just a sec.
Kelso High School leading decisively this boys 3,200-meter race while he continues his march to win this race from gun to tape. Let's welcome Charles Dayton from Evergreen High School into the winner's circle. Charles, you didn't get a chance to come up yesterday to be in the winner's circle, but yesterday you won the 100 You were on the winning 4x100 meter relay team, and today a very decisive win. And we talked with Rodney about what a great race you ran in the 200. Tell me about all your races. Let's start with the 100. How'd you feel?
I felt pretty good. Yeah, it was great. Like all the hard work I've been putting in through like the off season and even up to a few months ago, I really feel like it paid off. And you know, getting first and coming across the finish line, it really felt good for me.
I'm remembering your 100-meter race, Rodney, or a 4x1 yesterday. Rodney and I were talking about it. Those handoffs are key, and the Evergreen handoffs were just flawless. Tell me about what leg did you run?
Second leg.
Second leg. Boy, between the second and the third handoff, we're talking about how critical that is, especially in such a short race. How did you guys work together so seamlessly?
Yeah, I think it's just practice. You know, we're friends, we're good friends behind the scenes and stuff like that. But when it came down to it, it was really just teamwork and working together. And when something didn't go right in practice or in a meet, we would talk about it. We would rearrange our steps, and we would find a way to fix the problem.
Today's 200, you really attacked that curve.
Yeah.
How'd you feel for your 200 race today?
I felt good. It's nice because you know I don't have like another race to run after. This is my only event today, and then I get to go home. So it was nice. I just got to go out there and run and just not have to worry about anything else. But yeah, it felt great.
3 district championships. What a great way to end your senior year. Congratulations. What do you have planned for next year?
Next year, I'm probably going to go to Linfield, run track there for a few years, work hard, and then after that, try to go up to a D1 school for my last 2 years of college.
All right.
And so, yeah, that's my plan.
All right. Linfield's a good school. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Congratulations, Charles.
Yep.
Dayton from Evergreen High School, 3-time district champion.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thank you.
All right. So let's step back into this race. Cameron Madison from
full 100 meters plus away from second place here on this race.
Kelso High School, just commanding.
Yeah.
And he told me in the winner's circle yesterday.
Just that he was going to run this race
the
exact same way, didn't he?
He was pretty transparent about his strategy.
Secrets. No secrets. Just come run with me is all that's pretty much it.
So we, it looks like we have two laps remaining by my calculations in this 3,200 meter run. So I'm going to step aside for just 1 second, Wade, and talk with our next winner circle, and Rodney can bring Cameron Madison back in for the win. I just saw Cameron look over his shoulder. I don't know who he's looking at.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because
there's nobody back there.
Right.
Alrighty, so still just comfortable. You know, like Matt said, when we spoke to this young man yesterday after the 1600, you know, Matt spoke to him a little bit about his strategy on running these races, and for all intents and purposes, he doesn't really have one. He just gets out here and runs faster than everybody else on every single lap that he's got to run, and that's been able to be successful for him. So he said that's the way he was going to run it today, and he is doing exactly that. He has gotten out from the start of this race out in front of everybody. He is 100+ meters ahead of second place here on this gun lap. So he's coming around here on his last lap now.
He is such an impressive runner.
Sure is.
I mean, for somebody who is just,
It's head and shoulders. Head and shoulders above the pack here.
pedal to the metal all the way.
Yeah.
And this last lap is going to be a negative split from what he's run before. And let's see, what was his seed time coming in? Let me find this.
9:57.
9:57. He's not going to make that today, but it's hard. It's hard to do that by yourself.
Yeah, it sure is.
So there's 9:57 right there.
So a nice strong finish here. Kind of coasts in for the win.
But he's going to
there he
finish
is.
in about 10:04. But boy, just to run 2 races like that all by yourself, back to back. And so we've got a race here coming up.
So the race here is for third here. Evergreen looks like they might have second place, but I don't know. They might get caught by Kelso and Prairie before it ends. He picks it up at the last minute there. Evergreen's going to finish second. Kelso will come in third. Prairie will be fourth. Nice strong finish on that race.
So that was Lorenzo Anguiano, a senior, in second.
So as you can tell, they left it all on the track there when they dropped as soon as they crossed the line.
So as these runners finish, before we get the 4A boys onto the track, let's go ahead and welcome somebody to our winner's circle next. So you cheat that a little bit, Jacob. We good? We're just adjusting our cameras here. All right. So joining me now, Nicholas Strait, Mountain View High School, a senior, the winner of the discus. Tell me about your event today.
It went pretty good. It was kind of tough because it was raining a lot, so I don't think anybody PR'd, but I was able to get a decent throw out there, and it worked out. So yeah.
We were talking about how we expected it to rain all day, and then it kind of stopped halfway through the meet here, but not while you guys were down there on the track. How did the rain and the wind affect your throws?
Well, you just can't go full speed, so it's kind of tough because you can't use all your leverage. But it was okay. It's slowed down, and the sun started coming out while we were finishing.
So were your thrower circle a little bit wet, a little bit slick?
Yeah.
Senior in high school, what's it like to go out on top your senior year with a district championship?
Feels good. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. So yeah, it feels good. Yeah.
That's usually how it's supposed to feel.
Yeah.
What do they say? Skill and preparation come together. Good things happen. Tell me about what you're going to do next year.
I'm probably going to go to Clark College, and I have a job right now, so I'm going to stay at my job and go to Clark and maybe do their track program.
Okay.
And then get my associates, and I might go to a 4-year after that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, congratulations on your win today. Good luck next year, whatever it is you choose to pursue.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much. Nicholas Strait from Mountain View High School. All right. So let's bring the 4A boys onto the track. Don't know. And so they are off. We'll go ahead and tell you who's in the race, even if we don't see the graphic. We might have time to bring it up. Sterling Sutton from Battleground, Samuel Pollock from Skyview, Chester Gardner from Skyview, Sabin Kotsovos from Union, Jaden Jones from Camas, I believe that's Caden Ashworth. Battleground, that name might have been cut off there. Aiden Stewart from Camas. Hebblethwaite from Skyview. Max Merrifield from Camas. Marius LaFond from Union. And Hayden Reich from Camas. Now, Max Merrifield and Marius LaFond from Camas and Union, those gentlemen are just sophomores. Hayden Reich is a junior. Those folks coming in with pretty quick seat times, around 10 minutes even, about what Cameron Madison ran in the 3A boys. So you have three runners here that are all right close together time-wise.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to peek over your shoulder there and get a look at your stopwatch and see what this first 800 is going to look like for these guys. First, second, and third runners here. Seeing them both, all three running calm. Cam was just kind of tucked in there. Run on each other's shoulders. Union Camas. Camas Union Camas. 1, 2, and 3 on the race so far. Pack getting stretched out a little bit. About 50 meters between first place and the young individual bringing us up on the end. Does seem, though, that they have picked up the pace a little bit on this third lap, as they are able to put a little bit more distance between third place.
To welcome to the winner's circle Ariel Amantorp from Union High School, the winner of 2 events today, shot put and the discus, closing out your senior year with 2 district titles. How does it feel?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. I'm so happy, and I was able to close it out with 2 PRs, and now I get to go to regionals, which I haven't been able to do since my freshman year, so I'm really excited about that.
The pandemic kind of threw things into relief, right? Ruining some chances for folks to compete, but it's really good that you were able to finish your senior year with 2 district titles. How do you feel about your throws? Not everybody today, because of the wind, the rain, were able to PR, but you were able to do that. How did you pull that off?
I don't know what it is about the rain, but I almost show up better to throw. I'm like, I'm ready to compete. Everyone else is like, oh, it's raining. I don't want to be here. I wish it was sunny. I was like, you know what? I can't control the weather. I gotta come and compete no matter what. And I almost get a sense of like relaxation, and I'm just vibing there.
Well, Rodney and I were talking. It's not like you're not used to competing in the rain this spring. because we have had the rainiest April on record. So I take it that nearly all of your events this year have been in the rain, so you've been used to it. What do you have planned for next year?
Next year, I am planning on throwing at University of Nebraska. I have accepted a track and field scholarship there, and I want to study biomedical engineering.
All right, congratulations. I love when our seniors make big plans to compete on the collegiate level. Good luck at the University of Nebraska. Ariel Amantorp, two-time district champion from Union High School. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very cool. Track and field scholarship. Those are
Oscars, congratulations.
those are
Congratulations, sir.
track and field scholarship. Oh, those are words I love to hear.
Yeah, those are always nice. Always nice to hear that. Oh, you're going to throw the hammer there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right. College has that. You can't throw that in a high school.
That's the shot put on the end of a cable.
Yeah, right. That one always intrigues me, that event.
So let's bring Cameron Madison over here while we finish calling this race. Cameron will know the drill. Let me see where we are time-wise. You know what? I think we have time to do this. So let's welcome Cameron Madison back to the winner's circle in just a second here. 1 second here. I'm going to check some notes here, Cameron. All right, so we got time to do this. Let's welcome back to the winner's circle. Rodney and I had a great time talking about his race today and yesterday. Cameron Madison from Kelso High School, two-time district champion, just finished up the 3200. You didn't keep any secrets from us yesterday when you said what your strategy was going to be to win this race. Just put the pedal down and keep going. How did you feel about your race? Because you had to do it all by yourself.
I felt pretty good. You know, I wanted to work on that back half a lot. And, you know, I was a little sore after yesterday, but obviously it paid off. So I'm glad I was able to do that.
Okay, so you're peaking, and I've talked with folks, I mean, you know, running pretty good times towards the end of the year. How do you feel about, you know, how your coach has helped you taper to a district championship in two events? How do you feel?
Really good. I mean, we've been working on this for a couple of years now, especially this last winter. You know, going out every day, snow, rain, just going out and putting in miles.
Okay, well, you know, you're still a junior, got your senior year ahead of you. As a former distance runner and former distance coach, all I can tell you is put in the miles over the summer, and we're going to see some great things from you next year.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Cameron Madison from Kelso High School, who just won the boys 3A 3,200 meter race after winning the 1,600 meter yesterday. A little bit sore, but you had enough gas left in the tank. Congratulations, Cameron.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to our boys 4A 3,200. He's going to run fast next year. All right, and there is our bell lap.
All right, just in time. And these are the folks that were out front at the beginning of the race. They, first and second, have definitely stretched themselves away from third place here.
This is going to be a race. Check this out. It's going to be all about this.
Yeah, it sure
Final
is.
200. And they are going at it. And I believe that's Hayden Reich and Marius LaFond, if I'm correct, unless somebody's having a bad race. But I believe this is Hayden Reich. Yep, and Marius LaFond from Union High School battling it out.
And they have got a big kick here on both of them, as it turns into a sprint down here in the last 50 meters of this race. And there we go, 1 and 2. What a way to finish a 3,200.
They were really pushing each other.
Yes, they were.
All the way.
Yes, they were.
Unofficial time of 10:04, but the win goes to Hayden Reich from Camas, just by a length over Marius Lafon, who's just a sophomore. So we have a junior and a sophomore there winning the race. So again, next year we're going to see some good racing for those.
Yeah, we sure are.
Folks,
we sure are.
Barring injury.
And here comes, I do believe that is third place, so that'll get them the regionals. Most definitely. Nice kick to finish the race out there by a Union athlete.
So as these next runners come across, let me check my watch. We're about 6 minutes away, give or take, from what is at any track meet you see. This is the fan favorite,
right?
You know,
grand finale.
It might not be, you know, depending on, you know, whether you run distance or sprints, but this is the fan favorite.
It sure is.
The 4x400. Rodney, what's the trick here?
Oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of tricks. I mean, that's what's so fun about this race to watch is, I mean, it can change from lap to lap, from person to person. You know, it's always somebody who just runs this outstanding split that just comes out of nowhere that nobody was expecting, right. and you just kind of be like, oh, I mean, because the pretty thing is to watch somebody just walk somebody down. Yeah. You know, and that's what makes the race so much fun and so much excitement, because, you know, it can change hands so many times in the race. And you'll correct me if I'm wrong, the first 500 meters is in your lane?
Yeah. So the first runner runs entirely in their lane. Second runner runs the first 100 meters of their leg in their lane. And then on the far side of the track, they can cut to the inside.
Yep, they sure can. So, I mean, I'm looking at the times here. We've got 342, 346, 350, and 352. Those times alone set up for just an exciting race.
Yeah. So we're a couple minutes away. Wade, I'm going to step aside for just one moment, and I will be right back, and then we'll give you lane assignment. So I'll be right back. will be the boys 3A 4x400. 4 teams represented. Evergreen will be in lane 4. Prairie will be in lane 5. Lane 6 will be Mountain View. And lane 7, Kelso. And they give us a list of runners, unless they swap out an alternate. I believe I see for Mountain View, I do believe I see Brandon Cho out there, one of our excellent hurdlers, right? Is that him out there? I think that's him.
I think you're right.
And then for Evergreen, yep, there he is. A couple folks who you might know from football, LaDamian McCord. I see him out there, I think.
Yep.
Just on the infield there, Rodney. A couple other folks that we've seen throughout the event today, and then back in the fall during football season.
Yeah, these are definitely some familiar names I'm seeing here.
So when we get to, like I said, on the heat sheets, they will give us the order of the athletes, and so I'm always hesitant if I don't know them by sight to say which athlete it is, because they list 2 alternates, and depending on how people are feeling or injuries, they might swap some folks out.
That's correct. That's correct. Like McCord, the way, he did run the open quarter too, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Too. So I don't know if they're going to make him the anchor or what their philosophy is going to be on how they run these people.
Well, and I saw the Kelso team getting ready, and then I saw Cameron Madison out there. And I thought, he's not going to run the 3,200 and then jump in this. But he's free to run whatever race he wants.
Yeah.
But I saw he was just getting his sweats on. So he's free to go for the day.
He probably could have ran it. It's one more lap, right?
Right.
All right, so we do have one school using the blocks, Evergreen, out of lane 4.
All right. I was a little late on the start, but I think we got pretty close.
All righty. All right, looks staggers are made up already in some situations as Prairie comes around the track in first place. Second leg will have to stay in their own lane until they get to the right on the other side, just like in the 800, and they'll be able to cut in then. But Prairie coming down the track first in first place. Mountain View closing fast, and here comes Kelso and Evergreen bringing up the rear. And it looks like Evergreen late to get the baton. May have went out a little too early. We'll see here. Prairie still in first place.
All right, I stepped away for just a second there, Rodney, to set up our next winner's circle interview. What do we got going on here?
Well, we got Prairie, Mountain View on top. Both of those are coming in with the fastest times. 3:42 and 3:46. And that's the way it seems to be set up right now. Looks like Evergreen now kind of close in on Kelso here on the handoff. This third leg is going to be super important, it looks like.
We've got about 149
Evergreen takes the baton in third place.
So 2 laps in about 1:49 for our leaders there.
Prairie way out in front. It'll be tough to see if anybody's going to be able to catch them. Kelso takes over Evergreen.
Boy, that first 150 meters.
Yeah, that was strong.
Something else.
Prairie out there out front all by themselves. Second and third is the race here, it seems to be so far.
Might be tying up a little bit there in that final 100. He attacked that first 150.
Yeah, he came at it hard.
Oh, no, look it.
And now he's got some...
he's digging.
He's digging in hard. Prairie coming in first place. Mountain View, Kelso, and Evergreen.
Great run there. Third leg, 2:43 unofficially for that third lap. Prairie out front.
And there's going to be a close one between Evergreen and Kelso.
And I do believe that anchor leg there.
For Evergreen is McCord. He has taken over Kelso, and he has got a quick pace going on as he is actually walking down the Mountain View runner.
Yeah, I believe that's. I was going to say that's. I believe that's Braden Chu.
And Evergreen closing in. Kelso following in right there behind him.
Sorry, Brandon Chu. And it looks like he's going to chase him down, McCord.
Prairie taking first place with no problem at all, but there is definitely going to be a race for second place between Evergreen and Evergreen and Mountain View. And he is not going to be able to get him as Mountain View pulls away at the last minute, and Evergreen will come in third. Kelso will bring up the rear with fourth. But a nice, exciting race here.
Really strong run from Mountain View, especially with LaDamian McCord coming up so strong.
I would definitely wanted to see I wonder what his split was, because he ran a pretty fast 400 on that one.
All right, so as we get ready for this 4A boys 4x400, we're going to welcome somebody back to the winner's circle. Joining me once again is Madison Hubbard, two-time winner. You won the 200 today.
Yes.
Dee Covarrubias gave you some competition. She came in with a faster seed time, but you managed to pull out the win. How'd you feel?
I was pretty excited. I knew going into it I really wanted to beat her, but I don't know. She's been really good competition this whole season, and I'm very proud of her because she's only a freshman, so that's pretty impressive what she's running.
Well, and you are a junior, and so you've got another year to go. Ranked before today's race, I don't know how your time shakes out, but you are currently ranked 7th, according to my research, in the 200, number 1 in the 100. You still have a year left in high school. How are you feeling going into the next level of competition this year?
I'm very excited. I've been training year-round, which has been pretty good, but my coach recently moved, so it'll be interesting to see how this season goes, getting a new coach and seeing how my body works with their workouts.
Yeah. You're looking really strong right now.
Thank you.
What are you aiming for time-wise at state-level competition?
For the 100, I really want to break 12.
Yeah.
But if not, just a PR, so sub 12:09, which would be good.
Okay. Well, you got a lot of people gunning for you. You're going to have a lot of competition.
Yes.
So just dig into it.
Okay.
All right. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Madison Hubbard Union High School, two-time district champion in the 4A girls 200, 4A girls 100. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So let's bring these 4A boys onto the track. The wind's picking up. Rodney, you got your papers? I didn't bring a brick, like I said, to weigh down your papers. Okay, let's take a look at lane assignments if we can, Wade. Skyview in lane 4. Lane 5 is Union. Lane 6 is Camas. Lane 7 is Battleground. And I did write some notes here, Rodney. As far as seed times go, Skyview is currently ranked 8th in the state for 4A, And Battleground, just inside the top 25, ranked 22nd fastest time in the 4A for the boys.
Now, Union's trying to come in here and make a difference, I think. I think they're trying to make sure that in regionals they get set up well, because Tobias Merriweather is actually in this race. We'll see what leg they're going to have him run.
You know what? I take that back. I take everything back I just said.
Okay.
I was looking at the girls 4A. So we'll just talk about the boys right now. All right, lots of papers to go through.
Yeah.
I was mostly right.
Almost right, huh?
Almost right. Union is currently ranked 6th in the state for the boys, and Camas is ranked 16th in the state for the boys. So 2 top 20 teams here.
Looks like they're going to go around the track pretty evenly matched here. We'll see stagger made up here on this last curve. Looks like Camas is going to come out of this curve in first place. Battleground very close, and Union moving up the track pretty quickly here. That first lap was 52.9 unofficially. Camas, they're way out in front. We'll see. Tobias Merriweather is now, he is the third leg. Union in second, Battleground a close third. Skyview bringing up the rear. Here comes Camas around the corner. Union trying to close quick.
I think this third leg with Tobias Merriweather in there is going to be the strategy.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Because they do have the faster time going in.
53.9 was the second split on that. Tobias takes off, kind of settles in. We'll see when he's going to decide to make his move. He does look a lot more relaxed than the guy than the Camas athlete right now. We'll see if he is able to take him here on this curb.
Well, and the Camas runner, I mean, there's something to be said about knowing that a very fast runner is on your tail.
Yeah, it sure is. Tobias does look like he's picked up the pace a little bit. He has closed the gap.
We'll call it.
And here he comes down the back end of the track. And yeah, he is going to run right by him. And I missed his split. I wanted so desperately to get that guy's split on that. It looked like that was a sub 50 split he just ran. But Union on top here. Camas in second.
He took a very hard fall.
He's a football player. He's used to it.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Rodney, you're heartless.
That was a great run by that young man. I'm so upset I missed the split. But here comes Union around the corner here.
You were too busy not being concerned about him falling.
I was. That's exactly what it was.
I got 329.27.
Yeah, that looks about right. That looks about right. Oh, that's going to be a photo finish. I don't know who got that one.
I'm not going to call that one.
No, not at all. Skyview comes up at the last minute and tries to get themselves into the regional meet.
But we had Union over Camas, a 329.27. is probably going to shake out to about their seed time,
Yeah.
3:30.38, since mine was hand time. But still, that right there probably ranks in a top 10 time in the state in 4A so far. Great race. Great race.
Sure was. Now it's time for the young ladies to step up, 3A.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine, Rodney. There he is.
Yeah, I knew he'd be fine. I knew he'd be okay.
Rodney played football. I was not allowed to play football. I would have expired.
I'm
right
done.
There.
I'm done.
All right, it's going to take a minute to get the girls onto the track. And this will be the 3A girls up first. And you know what? We might have 6 minutes or so. They're probably going to stick.
Oh, they're going to stick to the schedule here.
Stick to the schedule. They might not. They ran a really tight ship yesterday. I mean,
they did.
We
got ahead of
right
schedule a couple of times, and they slowed the meet down.
Check some notes here, 1 second. So while we're waiting for this next race, I'll take a moment to thank everybody for watching today on Comcast Channel 328 and on the Evergreen Public Schools YouTube channel. I know we've got people watching from all across the country, for friends, fans, aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents. Thanks for watching. This has been a production of EPS Sports, Evergreen Public Schools sports franchise. I'm Matt Griffin alongside Rodney Lawrence, who helps us throughout the year, calls some football games for us and some basketball games. On camera today, Martin Thompson and Ethan Chapman from Mountain View High School. Thanks, Martin and Ethan. Jacob Taylor over here, the always reliable graduate of Heritage High School, and alongside Isis Eggleston, who we will say goodbye to for now, going to the Savannah College of Art and Design next year, and then Bailey Milner. So thank you all, the crew, and especially Wade Ferguson there holding things down in the control room. I say control room. It's our broadcast truck.
Yeah.
Always holding it down, even when I'm messing up the graphics. This turned out to be
that was a nice picture the camera just had.
A decent day.
It did.
I really was prepared for it to rain from start to finish, but those first couple races and then it stopped.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take the sunshine any time and every time.
So let's I think did we give the lane assignments here for the girls? 3A, there it is. Lane 4 is Kelso, lane 5 is Prairie, and lane 6 is Evergreen. Rodney, you want to go ahead and call this?
I sure will.
And I'll step aside and get ready for our new winner's circle.
All right. Well, every so often you see athletes use blocks in the 400, and just about every level above high school, the 400 is definitely is considered a sprint nowadays. You know, we talked earlier about how the 800 actually is almost a sprint, or as fast as they're running it nowadays. But yeah, using blocks in the 400 has become very much so normal in collegiate sports and above. And some of the athletes down in the high school level now have learned that it does actually help. It does actually get you a better push off, quicker start, and you just come out of the blocks a lot stronger. We have one athlete on the track now with that is using the blocks, and that is going to be Prairie, lane 5. Evergreen is in lane 6, and Kelso in lane 4. Final events of the evening here is the 4x4. .3A girls event. Gun is up. And we've got a clean start here. Prairie already on the move as they make up the stagger here in the first 100 meters. Seeing as we only have 3 schools in the race, all 3 of these schools will make it to regionals. Just running now here for good times to get good lanes up against the other schools in the prelims. As they come out of the turn, Prairie in first place. Evergreen second, Kelso in third. Clean handoff for Kelso. Prairie, clean handoff for Evergreen, and a clean handoff for Kelso.
And again, as the runners get to the far side of the track, you'll see, I think is that Adam Matheson over there with the flag telling folks that they can cut through to the inside of the track. Prairie out strong.
Mountain View not fielding a girls 4x4 team this year. Prairie now with a pretty big lead there. About 50 meters. Prairie with a big lead here. And Prairie does have came to the meet with a time of 4:28. Evergreen closest at 4:35, so not surprised at the way this race is playing itself out based on the time submitted here for the event. Comes Prairie around here on the last curve. Big lead now for first place. As she finishes her leg strong. Clean handoff for Prairie. Prairie's out there. Prairie about 100 meters ahead.
Prairie taking names.
They sure are. And Kelso.
They came in with a seed time of 4:28.
Yep, they did. They are, based on the times, this race is very predictable. You saw that it was going to end up the way it's ended up.
And there you can probably hear the Prairie fans
Clapping her in as Prairie comes across here in first place.
District championship right there.
And Evergreen, second place, and Kelso will bring it up with third.
All right, so as we wait for our last runner in the 3A girls to cross the finish line and welcome on the 4A girls, let's welcome a couple different people to our winner's circle right now. I am now alongside Chase Mcgee from Camas High School, a freshman winner in the pole vault. It was a little windy yesterday. How'd you pull it off?
It was pretty nice. There was pretty good breaks between the winds and stuff, so it wasn't too bad with the wind.
So what was your final jump?
My final jump was 12.9, barely missed 13, so it was a good day.
Okay, well, if you're just a freshman, you can you got plenty of time to clear 13 and maybe even more. How'd you feel about your jumps?
I felt amazing. It was good. I have a lot of room to improve for.
Okay, tell me about the training. I mean, you know, a lot of a lot of meets this year in the rain.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we can get some dry months next year, how do you think you'll adjust your training?
It'll be a lot better because a lot of days we can't practice on the mats and stuff, but
right.
Thankfully my coach is awesome and he does a lot of stuff for us and he's doing a lot of work and like giving us these extra things and stuff. It's amazing.
Just stuff you can do inside or out on the track to
Yeah.
improve your speed. All right, congratulations, Chase Mcgee, Camas High School winner of yesterday's pole vault. Congratulations. And so you're going to now pass the microphone on to your teammate.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Aiden Montigny, senior from Camas High School, two-time district champion in the long jump and the 400. Tell me about the long jump. I heard the wind was wreaking havoc with some board placement for folks.
I mean, it was definitely interesting jumping in the wind and just jumping with that board. It was fun. The sand was wet, so everybody looked like they kind of pooped their pants, but other than that, it was amazing.
I don't know that we're supposed to say that on TV.
Oh, my bad.
That's
Sorry.
okay. I'm joking with you. Your 400 race, how did you feel about that?
It felt good. My leg hurt before, but I was trying to go out there and just run as hard as I could.
Just because it was cold out?
Cold out and kind of had a hammy injury, but other than that,
Okay.
came out there and just try to do what I do.
How do you feel ending your senior year on such a high note? 2 district championships.
It feels good. I mean, now I'm excited to go to bi-districts and then eventually state and just see what I can do and how far I can make it.
Yeah, nurse that hamstring a little bit.
Yes, sir.
What do you have planned for next year?
Hopefully going to college and pursuing track or just pursuing business and getting my
Okay.
major.
There you go. Congratulations, Aiden Montigny.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to the girls 4A action. Did we give lane assignments here? There we go. Camas in lane 4, lane 5 Skyview, lane 6 Battleground, and lane 7 Union. Now this is what I screwed up earlier, Rodney. Yeah, so Skyview currently ranked 8th in the state for the girls 4A, and Battleground just out of the top 25, 22nd.
8 seconds difference between the two teams here. We'll see how that works out.
I was giving Aiden a hard time.
Oh, were you?
He's good kids. Good kids.
Yeah. I was talking to Chase Mcgee, and as a freshman, I used to coach pole vault. I don't know if you knew that, about 12 years ago here at Evergreen, actually. And I was able to get a kid to state. So if he's a freshman and going 12, that's good.
Yeah.
By the time he's a senior, he'll be 15, 16, 17. That's, you know, and that's where he's going to want to be.
Well, and you know, we talked about it. A lot of these field athletes did a lot of indoor workouts this year.
Yeah. You know, unless you have the facilities, pole vault is something that you need to do.
Yeah.
Regularly and keep practicing. I mean, unless got that good start there.
Indoor strength workouts, conditioning in the weight room, and then you know, pole vaulters need to be quick too.
Yes.
And so, you know, some sprint training as well.
Yeah, their core, they're interesting. I mean, you got to be interesting already to be able to just want to ride a stick that, you know, 17, 18 feet into the air. But I really did enjoy. I coached it for 2 years here at Evergreen, and I had a good time. I didn't realize I had to go get certified. They sent me to the University of Washington to get certified for it. So I learned a lot. Had a good time coaching it, and we had a great athlete who we ended up making it to state. So it was a real good, fun adventure for me to coach that.
And that is Skyview out strong. About 59 seconds for the first lap.
We've got clean handoffs, white flags.
So as they get to the far side of the track, they'll pass through the cones and then can cut to the inside of the track.
Camas boys team out there in the midfield cheering their team on. Skyview ahead by at least 20 meters. It looks like Camas is trying to close the gap on Battleground. Skyview's coming down the track strong here for the third handoff. Camas has been able to catch Battleground, so this third leg will be a very interesting leg here. We'll see how this kind of plays itself out. Battleground does come in with a faster time than the Papermakers. We'll see how it plays itself out on this last lap, or on this third lap, I should say. Skyview with a comfortable lead of about 20, 25 meters. Camas here in second place, Battleground in third. Skyview's coming across here. In first place, 3:04 as they come into the final leg here. Clean handoff. Camas able to get a bigger lead on Battleground there in the last 50 meters of the race. This young lady from Battleground is going to have to really run a fast split to be able to make a difference here, but Camas closing hard now on Skyview. Down the back stretch. We'll see what this race is going to look like in the last 100 meters. Skyview Camas Battleground Union. And Skyview comes down the back stretch strong. I don't believe Camas is going to be able to catch her. Skyview is going to win the race comfortably. 4:08 unofficial, the winning time there. Camus does get third. Battleground's going to come in third place. Camus, I'm sorry, took second. Unofficial 4:08.69.
10:26 was their seed time.
So not bad. They're still probably around there.
If that holds up, that's another top 10 time in the state.
Sure is.
4A.
Sure is.
So that is our final event of the day, but we don't want to sign off until we give everybody a chance who wants to be in the winner's circle. So let's go ahead and welcome to the winner's circle Riley Gord, a junior from Kelso High School who won the pole vault today.
Yes.
So we talked about the rain, but you said it stopped raining for your event.
Yeah, it was pretty sunny. It felt really nice.
Was the wind a factor?
No, not too bad.
No, and what was your final jump?
11.4.
And how does that stack up against your best?
It was a 4-inch PR.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're going to go on to a higher level competition this year?
Well, regionals.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for that. So.
What are you hoping to do at regionals?
You know, hoping for 11:10, but you never know.
All right, just keep inching that bar up.
Yeah.
Every little bit.
Definitely.
You had a lot of time probably working out indoors because it was so rainy.
Yes.
Next year, your senior year, what do you have planned?
You know, just more isolation drills, working on bad habits, but yeah, just doing indoor pole vault and working on it.
All right, congratulations, Riley Gord, Kelso High School, winner of the pole vault 3A. Congratulations. So I'll take this, and then we're going to welcome. See, I've been wanting to talk to her. This is Beatrice Lagore from Evergreen High School, two-time district champion, today in the 3200, yesterday in the 1600. You're a senior. How does it feel to end your senior year at Evergreen High School with 2 district championships?
It feels pretty good. Last junior year, I got like dead last, so it feels pretty good to kind of have that turnaround.
How do you make a turnaround from placing last place to winning a district title? What went into that?
Well, I guess because COVID hit me pretty hard, and then just I went to Whisper Running Club, and they're like so hardcore with running, and so definitely summer training, winter training, just being really, really consistent with my training and training with people that were my speed.
I've told a couple of people I'm a former distance runner and distance coach, so you know the importance. I'm just going to tell you again, this summer, hit the roads, get in your mileage, because you've already told me. Tell everybody at home what you have planned for next year.
Oh yeah, so I'm planning on running at Central Washington University. I'm going to do cross country and track there, and then I'm going to do a major in general biology.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you
Beatrice
so much.
Lagore, senior, Evergreen High School. What a way to go out on top.
Thank you so much.
All right, congratulations. So with that, we will take a look at the track, and in a second here bring Rodney's mic up. And with that, thank everybody for tuning in for 2 days of track and field coverage. I think today might have been a nicer day than yesterday.
It did turn out to be a nicer day.
Like I said, I was prepared to complain all day, but a lot of good that would have done me because it was a nice day. Thank you once again to all the crew, and thank you to you, Rodney, for agreeing to come out and do this. And with that, maybe we can cue up the close. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but we will say thank you and goodbye for now.